Ethics and business practices.
What are ethics?
According to Velasquez, Andre, Shanks, and Myers, ethics are moral principles that govern a person's behavior or conduct of an activity.
And this was cited in 2010. What are business ethics?
According to Shanks 2012, business ethics is a form of applying ethics or professional ethics that examine the ethical principle and moral or ethical problem that arise in a business environment.
It is also known as corporate ethics as it applies to all aspects of business conduct and is relevant to the conduct of individuals and the entire organizations.
What is business practices?
According to Mayer in 2014, business practice is defined as a method, a procedure, a process, or a rule employed or followed by a company in the pursuit of its objectives. When a company systematically breaks a law, we are often surprised.
Surprised? We shouldn't be. Every business leader is taught that success depends upon creating an organizational culture with a shared sense of purpose and values between employees and leadership.
There are significant benefits to a business when the employees behave ethically. These include
attracting customers to the firm products, therefore boost sales and profits.
Making employees want to stay with the business, which will reduce labor turnover and therefore increase productivity.
Attracting more employees wanting to work for the business, reducing costs and enable the company to get the most talented employees.
And also attracting investors and keep the company's share price high, thereby protecting the business from takeover.
There are 6 fundamental ethical practices that every employee must apply. Number 1, develop ethical standards. An integral first step is to formalize your expectation and make it clear about which behavior are and are not accepted. If you haven't done so already, create a code of ethics section in your workers' employee handbook and outline the proper business conduct. This should eliminate any confusion and uncertainty about your company, ethical practice, and keep everyone on the same page. What do you have to say about that?
There are many cases where work organization managers, they tend to behave as though they feel like, speak to the employees as though they feel like, arrive to work as though they feel like, and that is not ethically right.
Ethically, they should come to work at the same time as every employee. But you know, in this society and in this world, managers feel like they're above. So they will come to work at 9 o'clock and leave at 12. And let me tell you something, if an employee try that, they will try to check them. But not knowing that they are the ones that should set an example. So the employee handbook
will apply to all workers of that organization, including the employees and the managers. The second fundamental ethics is to ensure leaders exhibit proper behavior. Behavior often trickles down from top to bottom within an organization. It's therefore crucial that your leaders act virtuously and serve as examples for the rest of your staff. After all, if managers demonstrate questionable ethical behavior, why should anyone else be expected to act with moral conviction? When leaders practice what they preach and uphold a high standard of ethics, the rest of your staff will have a positive role model.
Here we go again about leaders and their behavior. When the leaders practice what they preach and uphold the high standard of the ethics, the rest of the staff will follow.
However, according to Albert Bandura in his theory, social learning theory, in 1970, he states that people will learn through observation and imitation. However, if the employees within this organization see their leaders behaving immorally, they are likely to imitate and follow what their leaders are doing.
Third, fundamental practice. Organizations should be diligent about enforcing policies. Let's be realistic. Not everyone is going to uphold every single ethical expectation 100% of the time, and the rules will be inevitably broken. It is important that you do not tolerate unacceptable behavior and show that there are consequences for every action. Employees' accountability should prevent the continuation of an unpleasant behavior and nip them before they get out of control. Number 4, praising positive behavior. Just as it is important to stamp out unethical practices, it is equally important to praise your employees for following the best practices. This doesn't have to be anything over the top, but you should make it a point to acknowledge individuals who live up to the expectations. Doing so should serve as a positive reinforcement.
Frederick Skinner, he spoke about this in his theory called operant conditioning in 1938. He says that people can learn from reinforcement of proper behaviors. However, it is a responsibility for the managers of organizations to reinforce the moral conduct of all employees. However, if the employee is continuously behaving unacceptably, he can apply consequences to those behaviors. However, other employees who may follow the behavior of these employees which are immoral, they can learn from the consequences.
The 5th, promote community involvement. What's a common thread among some of the world's most ethical companies? Most tend to place an emphasis on community involved and are generally interested in having a positive impact on the world, whether it's raising money for local cause, establishing volunteer programs for employees, or donating to a worthy charity. This can be a huge success. The 6th and final practices, record keeping. Setting up the right record keeping system for your business will help you to work efficiently, meet legal requirements, and strengthen customer and staff relationships. There are certain record keeping requirements for businesses in Queensland, and there may be specific laws and requirements relating to your sector. It is a good idea to protect yourself by seeking expert advice before setting up a record system for your business. Laws that apply to your business will determine how long you would need to keep records for your business. If you use an electronic record keeping system, you must also be able to produce hard copies of the record if the Taxation Office or Security and Investment Commission require it. Depending on your industry, keeping the following record may be a legal requirement, but it is best practice to keep them for 5 to 7 years. Employee accreditation certificate and license. Copies of permit, registration, and license employee needs to do their jobs. Resume and application letter. Performance review, including assessments of staff performance and agreement between you and your employees. Position states of job advertisement. Customer personal records. Personal details, products purchased and products required that are useful for finding new customer. Customer complaint. Details of customers complain about the product, service, staff, or anything else and steps taken to resolve them. Details of any dispute with other business, including how you went about resolving dispute, quote given and won, specific of job and time spent on them to help with future quotes. Detail of advertising, campaigning, and success. To make it easier to repeat advertisement and plan future advertisement campaign. Insurance policy. Regular review and update your business insurance, especially when your business grows or changes.
Following ethical practices is important for many reasons and a major selling point to many of today's consumers. By taking measures to promote ethics in your workplace, you can create a better culture, improve your brand reputation, and simply feel good that you're doing something positive.